Hello, my fellow boxing enthusiasts. Man, it's been a wild time in boxing lately. Fury says he has retired until he gets a $500 million fight offer.
But I don't want to come out of retirement, and I put a massive number on it, 500 milli.
He wants 500 million.
Half a billy.
Він хоче 500 мільйонів.
Хто йому дасть 500 лямів?
500 million. Who would give him 500 million? Є ще щось, що
Нема.
хотів би сказати?
Нема.
No, nothing else to say.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Esports Boxing Club still to this day has not been released.
Wait a minute.
Disappointed!
Jake Paul still to this day sucks ass.
Land of freedom and law. A man is innocent until he's proven guilty. You have nothing on me.
Oh, I got a lot of shit on you.
The, in my opinion, greatest news up to date has been the fight and rematch announcement of the Golden Goose Anthony Joshua and the great Cossack Oleksandr Usyk. The fight will take place on August 20th in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Why? Out of all places in the world will this fight take place there? What the hell does boxing have to do with Saudi Arabia?
I like that. I don't know.
You've seen my over 100,000 viewed Usyk vs Joshua rematch video in which I clearly stated that Usyk will beat AJ easier than the first time. Has my opinion shifted now, however, since Anthony Joshua has been working with world champion veteran coach Robert Garcia?
We're seeing a lot of improvement in Anthony Joshua, and I think 5 weeks left before the fight, 5 weeks left for the hard training. I think it's gonna get him better and better. You know, he's looking better and better every week. So I think by the time the fight comes, he's gonna be 100% ready.
What?
Do I still, to this day, believe that Usyk will beat Joshua in the rematch and retain his titles? What is my opinion and my analysis after seeing the recent press conference? And what is next for either boxer if they would happen to lose? Stick around to find out, and I will catch you on the counter punch.
Talk to the hand.
I always tell the truth. Even when I lie.
First, I want to say thank you for tuning in again to Usyk Boxing right here on YouTube. Second, I would like to say thank God Usyk has survived this war in Ukraine and that he is able to keep on boxing and defend his throne on top of Mount Heavyweight.
Subscribe.
It becomes clear in the press conference that Usyk has returned not for the sport, but for the opportunity to represent his country in such horrific times and fight for the freedom of his people.
Я не боксую за гроші чи за якесь признання.
I'm not fighting for money or for the recognition.
Я не хочу бути великим, чи багато людей хочуть якогось признання, щоб про них говорили, щоб про них пам'ятали. Мені цього нічого не треба.
Many people want the recognition, many people want so others remember them. But I don't need this. I don't want to become the great.
Я просто роблю зараз, я буду продовжувати це робити, доки моє серце буде битися.
I'm just doing my job now, and I will continue doing it until my heart is beating.
Being on top and holding 4 prestigious heavyweight boxing titles puts you in the spotlight. And in this case, Usyk uses this spotlight to try and help his country of Ukraine. Respect for that. He also says during his press conference that the belts don't mean anything to him. That's not what defines him. Him being a father, a Ukrainian citizen, and a man of faith defines him. I am absolutely amazed at the amount of courage and lack of ego this man has.
How do you feel, heavyweight champion of the world?
I'm very feel.
What's that?
Heavyweight champions.
I mean, if you win Olympic gold at heavyweight and become cruiserweight undisputed champion of the world. Switch to heavyweight, take on Anthony Joshua, take him to school at boxing in front of 80,000+ Brits for the unified world heavyweight championship belts, and still don't have a huge ego, then hats off to you, sir, for staying humble throughout your entire life.
До чого я дуже стрімко йду, це врятувати свою душу.
The only thing I'm on my way to is to save my soul.
I've said it before and I will say it again. Oleksandr Usyk was and is on top of the world as far as fame and money. He could have just fled the country of Ukraine when Russia invaded and lived his best life abroad with his family. But again, he doesn't see himself as an individual. He sees himself as a very small but important part of Ukraine and his people. That's why he did not flee but fought alongside his countrymen and countrywomen. If you think you saw crazy the first time around when AJ faced Usyk, then you just wait and see. Wait and see how Anthony Joshua will crumble and fall the second and last time. Joshua has been training real hard in his great facilities.
Yeah, so we look at training, old school training. I'm the greatest. I'm not asking for strength and then just want it easy. You know, I asked God for strength and he gave me...
Yeah, buddy. It's on now.
While Usyk has been fighting for people's lives at war.
What did the military say about Oleksandr fighting Joshua in the rematch?
Що сказали воєнні щодо твого поєдинку з Джошуа?
Вони мене підтримали і попросили, щоб я прийняв рішення виїхати з країни і погодитись на реванш.
They supported me and they almost convinced me to leave Ukraine and to take the rematch.
And no way will Joshua's new trainer, Robert Garcia, help him to beat Usyk in the rematch.
Deontay Wilder against Joshua. What happens?
Wilder knocks him out cold, bad.
Why do you say that?
Because he will.
What round?
Fuck. Joshua could box for 5 or 6 rounds if he wants, and maybe
Box
Wilder
for 11
just
rounds and
chilling.
59 seconds.
1 second left, that one punch knocks him out. Left.
And I'll tell you why. First, the gap is too big between the boxing skills and ring IQ.
Let's remove that out of the way and let's look at where I am at skill-wise, technical-wise.
Usyk is levels above Joshua. Second, AJ will do what he wants to do anyway in the ring. He relies on himself and his own intuition. Usyk, on the other hand, follows his coach's advice and he goes to the ring and to battle with his team. Don't believe me? Well, who do you think came up with the brilliant idea of trying to outbox the best boxer in the world the first time AJ and Usyk faced off? It was Anthony Joshua's idea. His trainers even pick up the medicine ball for him during his exercises. Brilliant boxing. I mean, they are all just sucking off his own ego and success, and that's the biggest difference between Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk. Joshua has one hell of an ego. He thinks he is the chosen one, because that's what he's been told ever since he was gifted his Olympic gold medal. I'm humble in defeat, and I'm gonna remain humble in victory. Now don't get me wrong, I truly respect Robert Garcia. He is one of the best coaches in the world, and usually it would change my perception and outcome, in my opinion, on the fight if an opponent has Garcia in his corner. But AJ ain't the student you want to coach because he thinks he knows it better, and he will do as he pleases. Next question, why is this fight taking place in Saudi Arabia? Well, since the war in Ukraine makes it impossible to host a boxing event there, it just makes so much sense to host that event in Saudi Arabia, right? Wrong! The only reason, in my opinion, why this fight is being held there is because AJ knows this could be his last fight and he wants to max out his profits.
I don't really fold under pressure. No, not at all. This is fun.
Of course, so does Eddie Hearn, but that's the job of a manager and promoter.
You shit-kicking, stinky horse-smelling motherfucker, you!
That is not, however, the job of an active boxer. AJ fights for his purse, and Usyk fights for the greater good and well-being of his fellow Ukrainians. You can tell during the press conference and especially during the stare down. AJ knows in the back of his mind, man, this guy was just at war, fighting and risking his life against Russia. AJ must know mentally he's already lost this bout. Of course, I believe his team would have liked to have the rematch take place in the UK again, but that would have had fuckery written all over it. So the best possible scenario for AJ would be to get the rematch in the Middle East where he has already beaten Ruiz in a rematch.
Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
A rematch, I'd like to do it in the UK.
You dirt-eating piece of slime, you scum-sucking pig, you son of a motherless goat!
I mean, the United States would have not been an option. It didn't really work out too well when AJ jumped the pawn the first time and only time so far. So, my opinion, if anything, has only gotten stronger in regards to Oleksandr Usyk beating Anthony Joshua for the second time. Garcia will get AJ to use his power and body weight better. Yes, that's true. But he's got like 4 to 6 rounds max to try and bully Usyk. Remember, AJ came in super light for the first fight and he still had horrible stamina. Because no matter how hard you can hit, how much heavier you are, and how much you believe you're the shit, Usyk will destroy your game plan and he will destroy your legacy you talk about so much. I believe this time around, Usyk will stop AJ and retain his belts within 9 rounds. You ain't outboxing Usyk. If anyone should know that, then it would and should be Anthony Joshua. You ain't outsmarting Usyk. He's like a chess player. Always moves ahead of you.
Anthony, how are you? I'm coming for you.
You can outpunch him in form of force and power, but in the sweet science of boxing, brutal punch force will lose to the mastery of boxing skills. Ali, Foreman, Rumble in the Jungle.
The moment came. Watch it. And that was no phantom. That was no phantom punch. That was no phantom punch. And he's down and out.
Fury, Wilder, Trilogy, the technical boxing master takes the win. Now what's in store for Anthony Joshua if and in my opinion when he loses? He will give a speech in the ring post-fight saying it's been a great learning experience and he thanks everyone who supported him and his career since the beginning, but that's it. He wants to do greater things now, greater things than boxing. Again, his ego won't allow him to acknowledge the defeat and downplay it by saying this is just a sport. And he will want to go on into politics, help young kids get off the streets because he's had such a gangster life and upbringing.
He ain't the brains of Britain, Joshua, is he? I'm a gangster, me, trying to be a good man.
Keep it real and so on.
You keep it real, man.
Stay on your hustle and then some.
Yeah, man. Stay humble, yo.
The legacy goes on.
You little sausage.
Yada yada yada. And after that, it's time for the undisputed heavyweight bout between the Cossack Oleksandr Usyk and the Gypsy King Tyson Fury. My prediction on that fight is also to be found on my YouTube channel right here, as well as so much more boxing content. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video. Welcome to Team Usyk, brother. Boxing unites us and united we stand.
Have a good day, have a good week, have a good month. Okay?
I'll get you on the counterpunch, fellow boxing enthusiasts.
So say goodnight to the bad guy. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again.